Welcome back for another episode of How Does This Rally? So we are on the quest to find the best rally car, comparing comfort, storage, performance, a little bit of all the characteristics to see what's best to take on a rally. So today we're actually reviewing a 2024 Audi RS6 Performance. This thing's pretty sick. It's obviously going to rate pretty highly on the comfort, pretty highly on the storage. Performance on paper seems amazing, so let's go see how it does. So typically on these cars, we like to start in the front and work towards the back. On the last two cars that we've done, the front is the storage space, but this one actually happens to be the engine. So let's take a look. It is a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 621 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. The 0 to 60 they claim on this is 3.3 seconds, but a lot of the articles and those people say they can actually get it down to just 3 seconds flat. So taking this thing on the road, we're going to see how it does. Oh God, I've got to back this thing up a little bit. So the interior on this car is actually very spacious. So far, I'm immediately so much more comfortable than the first couple cars we've done. I'm fairly certain these massage you as well. But like I said, the comfort's great. There's plenty of room. I'm comfortable. This would be fun on a road trip. I would rate this probably a 9 out of 10. I feel like maybe a bigger SUV would be slightly more comfortable, but you're not going to find a more comfortable rally car than this. So normally the engine's actually back here, but this vehicle is the first one that we've done with a giant trunk space. So it's an RS6, it's an Avant, meaning it's a giant wagon. I'm not normally a wagon person, but this one's definitely, I'd make an exception. This car has 30 cubic feet of storage space, which is much, much, much larger than the two vehicles we've done so far. So the R8 had 3.5, I think, and the McLaren had 5.5. So we would rate this a 9 out of 10. The only way it could be better in storage space, maybe if it was an SUV, it was a little larger, a little taller, but as it sits, again, 9 out of 10, amazing storage space. You could fit helmets, bags, suitcases. You can bring every pair of shoes you own, any outfit you want, suits, anything in the back, and it'd be perfect for the rally. So now we're gonna go take it on the road and see how it does.
Perfect.
That's not too shabby at all. So just a first take of this car, it feels really, really good. Just got on it a little bit, just pulling out of the parking lot, and honestly, like, it compares to any high-end sports car. You know, it sounds really good with the performance exhaust. 627 pound-feet of torque, even though this thing weighs over 6,000 pounds, you don't really notice. This thing actually corners pretty well. I mean, that was the first turn that we took, but it little body roll at all. And for such a big, heavy car, you'd think it would have a lot more body roll, but I mean, it feels really good. It feels really good. Ooh. I don't even have to, so it's in dynamic mode and sport mode. I don't even need to use the paddles. This thing is so smart. It knows when it should downshift, upshift, hold shifts, etc. And this feels really good turning. For a wagon especially, this feels much better than most sedans even, or coupes. And honestly, like, before driving this, I was a big RS7 fan, love the RS7, it's probably my dream daily driver, but now this honestly is in contention. I don't normally like wagons. I don't hate this. I don't hate the looks, I don't hate the feeling. This definitely looks very aggressive, so you're not like, oh, it's just another mom in a station wagon taking your kids to soccer practice. You know, you wouldn't be surprised if someone got out of here on the way to the racetrack or a long weekend, or honestly, as a good support vehicle for the rallies, this would not be a bad choice. But again, the crazy part about this car is it handles well, but also, like, this road's a little bumpy, and I'm not uncomfortable. Like, obviously in a supercar, you'd be like, but but you know, in a wagon that is a supercar performance, it's much more comfortable, much more manageable. Obviously tight roads like the tail of the Dragon, it'd be a little more, you know, less ideal, but for any other roads, Blue Ridge Parkway, highways, anything else, like this is awesome. You know, definitely would rate this highly. Overall, you know, I'll go through another recap, but this, I think we would rate overall about a 9 out of 10 on the rally car scale. This is almost as good as you can get. So obviously, like, besides the ratings that we're going over, there are so many other things to keep in mind, like miles per gallon and reliability and like that X factor, right? Like a Ferrari or a McLaren or a Lamborghini R8, whatever it is. Those cars driving down the road, like, a lot of people would happily sacrifice some storage space and comfort because it looks sick. It sounds amazing. You know, there are these things that it's an X factor is the only way I can categorize it. So like this doesn't really have that. Like that would be the downside to having the RS6 is, you know, it's not going to snap necks and you're not going to be that guy where everyone's like, holy crap, what is that? But you know, that's why it scores so highly in every other aspect. It's hard not to rate this highly for a rally vehicle. So going back to that X factor thing, I think, you know, depending on the rally, right? Like some rallies have track days, and you know, we're around a roundabout right now, so I just want to point out again, there's no body roll. This thing feels really good. We're gonna go around one more time, but you know, we're going at a pretty quick clip here. We were before we hit traffic, but you know, it feels really good. Like it's turning, and I'm having trouble, honestly. Like you normally, like the car waits before you do, but I gotta hold myself in tight because this car's not going anywhere. And then we're gonna actually show how this vehicle merges and do a quick pull right about now. That felt good. That felt really good. And that wraps up another episode of How Does This Rally? We took this 2024 RS6 Avant Performance down for the testing of, again, performance, handling, comfort, storage space. We kind of chatted a little bit about miles per gallon, the X factor. We're gonna rate this very controversially. We had some discussions on the team. We're gonna rate this a 9 out of 10, the highest so far we've ever done on a rally scale, because it would rally so well. The only reason it would be debatable, which we'll hear from you guys in the comments, is that X factor, right? Like, is a Wagon as cool or better than the McLaren that we did or the R8 that we did? It's more comfortable, the storage space is better miles per gallon, better cup holders, all the rally related stuff, which is the point of this video series. Rate way higher on this. So again, if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Check us out, squad-driven.com, and stay tuned for the next video. Perfect.